Hello my dear students, I hope you people are fine. So let us continue with our chapter, Typical Configuration of Computer System. In our previous video, we have completed with the components of motherboard. In that we have completed with the processor, BIOS, CMOS and slots. In slots we have studied the different kinds of ISA slot, AGP slot, PC card. So different kinds of slots we have completed. In this video, let us continue with the next topic, that is the disk controllers. So this disk controller, it's a kind of a circuit that enables the CPU to communicate with the hard disk, floppy disk or any other kind of the disk drive. Before I start with the disk controllers, I would like to tell you why we need this disk controller. See, it's just an example I'll be giving. Usually whenever you need to connect any of the pen drives or place any of the floppy disk earlier days we were using. So if you want to connect any pen drive or the CD in your computer's computer, your operating system should know and recognize what kind of external device you're connecting with and what should be done with that device, isn't it? So in order to make those external devices to communicate with your operating system, we need a circuit known as the disk controller. Usually these disk controller act as an interface between all those peripheral devices and operating system for the communication purpose. Suppose if you're having as Windows as an operating system, sometimes it so happen that whenever you plug in your pen drive, when you click on my computer, you are unable to see your pen drive at all. That means your operating system will not detect the pen drive. What you will do, you immediately will eject it, and once again you will place that pen drive to your computer's CPU, isn't it? One again in the USB port you will plug your pen drive. Maybe second time your operating system may detect your pen drive and then you are able to access the contents, copy or whatever it is from pen drive to the computer system. Now who is helping to detect your pen drive is nothing but the disk controller. This disk controller is a kind of circuit that will recognize all the peripheral devices. It might be your pen drive, it might be any hard disk, it might be any floppy disk or any other kind of disk drive, whatever the peripheral or the external devices when you inject or connect to your computer system. This disk controller is a circuit will recognize that device and it will inform to the operating system. Then operating system will understand what operations should be allowed for that pen drive to do, whether to read the contents from computer or whether to write the contents. Read in the sense you're just copying the contents from the computer and pasting into your pen drive. Write in the sense from you're moving the contents from your pen drive to your computer system. For that sake we need the disk controller. I hope you're understanding. Moving on to under the disk controller, we are moving on to the next topic, that is the hard disk controller. Usually all the computer system will come with the internal hard disk, that is HDD, internal hard disk. So this is how the view of internal hard disk would be. I think the working of the hard disk we have studied in the first PUC itself. So this hard disk controller, it is the interface, okay, that enables the computer to read and write the information to the hard drive. These hard drive will able to store your data permanently. So every computer system will come with an internal hard disk drive. You can see there, hard disk drive. So here actually, okay, here actually your hard disk drive, this kind of a device is being placed here. Internal, all the computer system, whenever there is a permanent data should be stored permanently, then such kinds of data will be stored in the hard disk drive. Okay, so it's a kind of a hard disk drive is a kind of a controller that acts as an interface that enables the computer to read and write the information to the hard drive. So means in your computer there is a storage device known as this hard disk drive, that is the HDD, wherein it allows to read and write the data permanently. Here the data stored in the hard disk will be in the form of electromagnetic form. Okay, that is as we have studied in first PUC, like pits, land and pits, isn't it? So the data will be stored in the electromagnetic form here. In such case, we need what? The disk controller, which is acting as an interface that will connect your data, that is zeros and ones, and provide it for the CPU for the processing purpose, by allowing the computer to read and to fetch the data, to read and write the data on the hard disk drive. That means this disk controller will act as an interface between your CPU, okay, and the hard disk drive, and this disk controllers will allow to write and read the contents from your hard disk. So whatever the content stored in hard disk will be usually in the form of, it will be permanent storage. Now the first hard disk controller what was being developed was the IDE standard, that is the Integrated Digital Electronics Standard. Okay, so Integrated Digital Electronics Standard, which is also called as Advanced Technology Attachment. So this hard disk controller, okay, this hard disk controller is being attached to the motherboard by the means of 40 wire ribbon cable. That means this hard disk drive, this hard disk drive is being attached to your motherboard by using this 40 pin ribbon cable. So such a thick kind of ribbon cable. This is actually the 40 pin ribbon cable. By using such cable, the hard disk drive is being connected to your motherboard by using the hard disk controller, which is also called as the Integrated Digital Electronic Drive, or you can also call as the Advanced Technology Attachment. Now what is this IDE, that is Integrated Digital Electronics? See, in order to connect the internal secondary storage devices to the motherboard, so this hard disk is an internal secondary storage device. Okay, so we use an interface called as the IDE. So this IDE is nothing but the hard disk controller. Just an example, whenever you place an external hard disk, whenever external suppose if more number of movies and music, some files are there in your computer system and you need it for a backup, or any files are there, so what you do is you will connect an external hard disk and you will try to copy all, you will try to move the data from your computer to the external hard disk, isn't it, for the storage purpose. Permanently you can store it in. See, whenever your hard disk is been connected to your computer system, go to the My Computer, you can, as how the C drive, D drive, okay, your drivers are there, same way a icon will be appeared in the My Computer by showing your hard disk external device name, it will show. So that is nothing but the hard disk controller. Similarly, when you inject your pen drive to your computer system, you will go for My Computer. So in that My Computer, you will be able to see the your pen drive name, right? That is nothing but the it's a kind of a disk controller. If you're injecting the pen drive, then it is called as disk controller. If you are connecting any external hard disk, okay, to your computer, that driver, that icon what you see in the My Computer, that is nothing but the hard disk controller. Usually all the computers will be coming with an internal secondary storage device, that is the hard disk drive, which is a kind of a permanent storage. The first ever standard hard disk controller that had come into existence is known as IDE, which is Integrated Digital Electronic Standard, which is also called as Advanced Technology Attachment. If it is a IDE, hard disk controller, if it is a type of IDE, then usually it is connected to the motherboard by using this 40 wire ribbon cable. Okay, and the data, if it is IDE, then the data transfer would be here is 25 megabits per second. That means the data transfer between this hard disk drive and your CPU will be 25 megabits per second. Suppose there is there was advancement in technology, we had the one more kind of hard disk controller, that is the EIDE, that is Enhanced Integrated Digital Electronic Standard Drive, which was having up to 4 drives it was able to connect. If at all if it is IDE, then this IDE would provide you to connect for the 2 drives. That means, for an example, that means at least up to 2 external hard disk you can connect to your computer system. A single hard disk controller can provide will allow you to connect up to 2 external hard drives. Similarly, if you are using the enhanced IDE, up to 4 drives you can, 4 external hard disk drives you can connect to your computer system. Like for an example, for easy understanding, pen drives. 2 pen drives at a time you can connect to your computer. So when 2 pen drives also you are able to connect to your computer, then your computer will detect both the 2 pen drives, and both the 2 pen drives name you can see in my computer. Similarly, if I'm using the IDE, okay, IDE hard disk controller if I'm using, then it will allow at least 2 hard disk you can connect to your computer system at a time. If I'm using the enhanced, that is EIDE, then at least 4 hard disk you can 4 hard disk drives the computer can connect for. So this was all about the hard disk controller. So moving on to the next is the floppy disk controller. Now this is how the floppy disk control. See, this is an IDE control, that 40 pin cable to the motherboard, that external hard disk. This external hard disk is connected to the motherboard by using this 40 pin cable, 40 pin ribbon cable. And how the lookout on the motherboard, it is the IDE connector. Here the connection will be made internally. Moving on to the next is the floppy disk drive. So before, in earlier days, we were using the floppy disks only in order to start the computer system. Now everything, your operating system, everything, it has been burnt in the BIOS chip. Okay, isn't it? So BIOS chip is responsible for loading that operating system. That operating system is actually, it's a permanent storage. Operating system will be usually stored in this your internal hard disk drive. BIOS is a chip which will fetch this operating system from the hard disk drive and load it into the computer memory in order to boot or in order to start your computer system. So in earlier days, we were using the floppy disk in order to start your computer system. Nowadays we don't have the floppy disk at all. Okay, instead we have the BIOS chip. And then and these floppy disks were acting as secondary storage devices. A small amount of data we could able to store in these floppy disk drives. So how you inject your pen drives? So a pen drive name icon will be created in your My Computer. Similarly, when you insert the floppy disk into the computer CPU, when you into your computer system, similarly a drive would be created in My Computer, that is known as floppy disk controller. So how we have the disk controller that was acting as an interface to make the external devices to communicate with operating system. Similarly, we do also have this floppy disk controller that would act as an interface that directs and control the reading from and writing to a computer's floppy disk. That means when you insert this, let me give an example. Whenever you insert any kind of pen drive or your CD drive, we can take, you can see that CD disk drive icon in your My Computer option, isn't it? When you click on My Computer, apart from your C or D or E drives, whatever you can see, CD drive, you'll be CD drive, that icon you'll be able to see. So whenever you insert the floppy disk also, we get the floppy disk drive in the My Computer. In order to make your floppy disk to read or write the contents from the CPU, we need an interface known as the floppy disk controller. A single floppy disk controller, it has been connected on the motherboard by using 33 wire ribbon cable. Similarly, like this. Here it is given 34, but for the floppy disk controller we are using 33 wire ribbon cable, and one floppy disk controller will provide you at least 4 floppy disk drives to connect to the motherboard. Like how the 2 or 3 two pen drives at a time you can connect, like that. This floppy disk controller which is there onto your motherboard, one floppy disk drive controller can provide at least 4 floppy disk drives to be connected to the motherboard. So this was all about the floppy disk controller. Moving on to the next one, that is the input output ports and the interface. Now what is exactly the ports are? I'll show you here. Now these are said to be the ports. You can see here USB ports, parallel ports. We have different kinds of the ports, and these are the rarer end of, or the back side of your computer system. I'll be just showing you the rarer end of your computer system. We have that, you know, such kinds of the ports. See here, this is your motherboard. So usually at the back end of your computer system, you know, such kinds of, you know, different kinds of ports we are able to see. Now let us see what is exactly these ports are. Okay, a port is a socket on your computer system which is used to connect the external devices to the computer. So usually the port definition is very important. This definition was been asked in the previous annual exam as 1 marks question, that is, what is define port. A port is a socket on the computer system that is used to connect the external devices. Can you see all these external devices here? I can show you. USB ports, that means these are the ports that allows you to connect for the pen drives. We have PS2P port, that means this is the port that allow you to connect either the keyboard or the mouse. Okay, and then we have the parallel port which are used to connect for the printers or the scanners, and we have serial port that is allow you to connect for the modem purpose. Like this we have the different kinds of, you know, these ports are used for the music purpose. Okay, audio or the speakers purpose they are being used for. So this is RJ45 is, you know, Ethernet port. This is the Ethernet port. So there are different kinds of ports available onto your computer system in order to connect for the external devices. So here IO actually stands for the input output port which are available on the back side of your computer in order to connect the external devices like, you know, modem, printers, scanners, keyboard, mouse that are connected to the computer's motherboard directly. So all these ports are directly connected to the motherboard. See here, it is nothing but the motherboard. Fine. So there are several types of ports that we have to discuss, is like, you know, serial port, parallel port, USB port and the AGP port. So this was just an introduction to the input output ports. In our next video we will see what is the serial port, parallel port, okay, USB port and all. Students, I hope the concepts are clear to you. Watch the video, solve the assignments. Okay, take care of yourself, students. Thank you.